Hi everyone, welcome to your 4.3 Dividing Polynomials video. We are going to be dividing polynomials using synthetic division today. Synthetic division can be used to divide any polynomial by a divisor of the form x minus k. So if we look at this first example, we want to divide this polynomial by x minus 2. So that's really cool because we have it in the form of x minus k already. So our division, our synthetic division, will be really similar to our synthetic substitution. So we set it up the same kind of way. So we have 2 goes on the outside, and then we write out each of those coefficients. We have 1, we have 5, we have -7, and we have 2. We follow the same process, okay? So we're going to bring this 1 down, and then we'll take 2 times 1. Well, 2 times 1 is 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. And we go back to our 2 at the front. So 2 times 7 is 14. And then 14 plus -7, or 14 minus 7, is 7. And then 7 times 2 again, we end up with 14. And then 14 plus 2 is 16. So this guy on the very end is what's important. The rest of it's important too, but this is your remainder. When we divide things, sometimes we have a remainder, right? If you think all the way back to like elementary school when you're doing long division, sometimes you had to do like R equals, where you had that division there. With this, when we divide, when we write our final answer, this last number on the very end is your remainder. And then we take these numbers, and we end up with a little bit smaller of a degree that we started with. And that would make sense, right? Because we're dividing things. Things are getting smaller. So we now have, instead of x cubed out front, we actually have an x squared. And then this 7 is +7. The next in line would be just an x, right? Because x squared goes down to x, and then we have +7. And then on the tail end, our remainder, it's +16, but it's still divided by that x minus 2. We have a remainder of 16. That x minus 2 didn't divide into it so good, so it has to stay the way that it is. So your final answer will look like this. Okay, so you use that synthetic division to find that remainder, and then you kind of rewrite that polynomial. Let's look at the next one. We want to divide this polynomial, but now we have something x plus 3, and that's not quite x minus k, but we know a trick. So if you think back to last unit even, right? 2 negatives makes a positive. So if we rewrite it like this, now our number, instead of a +3, we're going to be using a -3. So synthetic division, we write that -3 out front, and then we do our front coefficients there. So we have 2, 1, -8, and 5. Same process. Bring the 2 down. 2 times -3, -6. -6 plus 1, -5. -3 times -5, +15. -8 plus 15 is a +7. And then -3 times 7 is -21. And -21, sorry for being loud right there in that moment, -21 plus 5 is -16. Okay, so this last number, this is our remainder. So that's the one where we have to write what we're dividing by underneath it. But these ones, we write out. So we have 2x squared minus 5x plus 7, and then minus 16 over, what did we divide by? We really divided by x plus 3. We just rewrote it so that we could use that synthetic division. But in the denominator here, we'll write that x plus 3. Couple more examples for this video. We want to divide x squared plus 9 by x minus 3. So first things, x minus 3, that's in a good form for us, right? It looks like that x minus k. So we start with the 3. And then we draw that little L, or half of a box. And then this one, this is a mistake I made before. We're not going to make it this time because we learned from our mistakes, right? We have x squared and then jumps right to 9. We don't have an x term in there. So we have to put a placeholder in. So the coefficient in front of x squared is 1. There's no x there, but so our placeholder is going to be 0 because we don't want to add an x. We just want to have a placeholder for it. So we make it 0, and then we have 9. And then the process remains the same. Bring the 1 down. 3 times 1, 3. 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 9, 18. Here is our remainder. All the time your remainder is on that far right. And then now, since we started with x squared, we're going to jump down to x because we're dividing. Things are getting smaller. So we have 1x plus 3 plus we have that remainder. And what were we dividing by? X minus 3. Okay, one more example. We want to divide x squared plus 8x plus 1 by x plus 4. Remember, if you need to pause the video at any time, please do so. Okay, so x plus 4, not quite what we want, right? We want x minus k, but that's okay. We can rewrite. We know that 2 negatives makes a positive, so this is still the same thing. The number we want to use, though, for our synthetic division on the outside is negative 4. Then we have x squared. The coefficient in front of that is 1. And then we have 8, and then 1 again. Bring down this first one here. And then we do negative 4 times 1. Well, that's negative 4. 8 plus negative 4 is a positive 4. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not adding these ones. Negative 4 times 4, is negative 16. Now we add negative 16 plus 1, negative 15. Okay, so that is our remainder. Okay, so since we started with x squared, we now bump down to x for our answer. So we have 1x plus 4 minus 15. And what do we divide by? We divided by x plus 4. Okay, so that is it for this video. Again, let me know if you've got questions.